What if everyone around you had the ability to do the one thing you dreamed of your whole entire life? What if your friend, homie, brother, significant other, cousin, or distant relative also can do whatever you feel you were destined to do, but they excel at your dream? And finally, what if you were born to never have that dream come true? I'm not talking about that loser show My Hero Academia. I'm talking about something better than Naruto. Today, everyone, I'm talking about 2017's Black Clover. This story takes place in the redneck village of Hodge. Some hillbillies just left their kids next to the church, so the priest tries to raise them to be good kids. But you could tell at a really young age, one of them was different than the other one. So fast forward 14 years later, and Asta and Yuno are now 15 years old. And they both have one dream in their mind, and that's to become the Wizard King. Asta only has one problem though, he has no magic, while Yuno has a very strong magic ability. But luckily for him, that's not the most impossible thing for him right now. For him, it's that he keeps asking Sister Lily out even though she's a nun. There's no shot. Time to give up. Well, if you didn't know, his catchphrase, the thing that gets very annoying, is
I'm not giving up yet!
You should, really. Please, Asta.
Not giving up!
so he feels really weak because people keep telling him that he's really weak for being a 15-year-old. So he shows off his really big muscles and he does 100 sit-ups in 1 minute. If being Wizard King doesn't work out, he should try out to be world's strongest man. While Sasuke, Yuno, has a knack for magic ability. It's probably the best in the whole country. He even looks like the fucking statue. If that's not foreshadowing, then I don't know what is. So he's got the power, he's got the looks. What the fuck does Asta have? Even this father doesn't believe that Asta will make it to the Magic Knights. Each March, there's a grimoire ceremony where all 15-year-olds gather to get their magic enhanced by a grimoire. Everyone gets lunch except Asta. I get the joke, he's supposed to suck. Oh, okay. Anyways, so Yuno does get lunch, and it's not just carrots and then greasy-ass food. We're talking fast food that the teachers had to get from outside of the school. If you don't know, Yuno and Asta's relationship is basically like brothers. And when Asta ended up with not even the greasy food, he just ended up with dirt on his plate, you'd think your brother would try to cheer you up, but no. Everyone around Asta got a grimoire, except him. So as usual, he says he'll never give up, and Yuno and him are supposed to be rivals. And that's what they've been saying their whole entire lives. But in front of all these people that are mocking him, he says, "We are not rivals." That's a huge slap in the face. Everyone has been saying, what the fuck happened to this kid? So not until all the chips are down and Yuno has no other way to get out, he gets caught. And Asta becomes a hero and saves him, even though he has no magic. But I guess that's what true heroes do. Even if they don't have these special abilities, they still risk their lives to help everyone else. So Asta gets his demonic powers and he beats the shit out of him. And that's when Yuno becomes the person he used to be, a little crying bitch, who needs Asta to save him. But that's okay, because Asta Uzumaki is ready to save anyone that needs help, even if he doesn't have magic. If we're just talking about Asta's and Yuno's past for a second here, 10 years ago when they were about 5 years old, these two hold hands. Sure, some things don't change, like his personality and wanting to marry Sister Lily, but completely different children. If you could even believe it, Asta was less, I'll never give up, and maybe not everything's possible, because they grew up from a really poor village, where they had to share a church with 7 other people, so food was pretty scarce. And Yuno used to cry over everything, and he really wanted Asta to always be there by his side. So one day, Sister Lily makes a mistake of reading them a book about a hero who saves the whole country from a big demon. And that hero was the Wizard King, and from that day on, Asta really wanted to be the Wizard King. So Yuno runs off to deliver a letter.
I won't be long.
Then a fucking loser gets kicked out of a bar, and now he's really mad, so he wants to take money from this really poor kid. So he takes the thing that's really valuable to Yuno, which is his pendant, and he punches him to the ground. So Asta comes over at age 5 to fight this 20-something-year-old, and you can imagine how it ended up. Asta ended up losing a tooth, but because he started growling at him. Even though he has no magic, he's been training his body, and he's trying to become the next Joe Rogan. He kicks this nobody's ass with his anti-magic sword. And that's the moment that Yuno remembers that they are, in fact, rivals. So now that Asta has a grimoire, he doesn't want to stop there. He has to train every single day. So what's his routine to look like Asta? Well, you have to swing a big-ass sword 1,000 times. And then after that, you have to drink a drink that's called Moguro juice that's supposed to really heal your muscles.
Go! Back to work! 1001!
While Yuno's also just training by himself in a different way. They're training really hard because in 6 months, they're going to go and join the Wizard Academy. Hopefully. but their family doesn't want them to leave at all because it's going to be very lonely without Yuno and Asta. So they're really hoping that Asta does not pass because he has no magic. And the strange bird, one bird is following Asta around, which is who knows who it is. So Asta's training as he does with a million swings, and then Nash is really worried about Asta. He wants to make him not go, so he says things like,
I'll become the wizard!
No, you won't!
so in return,
You're
Asta
like
just
the
yells in
rest
his
of
ear
us.
to stop being so
Awesome
pessimistic, and he
cast-off.
will be the Wizard King, in fact, because that's how someone convinces someone else, right? So after Asta works out for the 15th time, Yuno and Asta say goodbye to their village, and they walk to the magic exams. And since they're going by foot because Asta can't use magic, that's going to take them probably half a day, but the exams are about to start, so they have to rush over there. They have to get through animal attacks, boulders falling, and then Asta tries to give him the juice, but he does not want that shit. So they finally get to the kingdom, and they're starting to feel a little homesick because they haven't been outside the church ever. So a bunch of these birds that have been following Asta are here at this kingdom, and they just attack random people. It's because they have low magic. If you have low magic, a ton of them will be around you. So you can guess that Asta has a whole flock of these dumb birds. So he's running around the kingdom, and he accidentally runs into this really buff man. Who is this really buff man? Well, he's only the captain of destruction, Yami. He's the captain of the Black Bulls, but nobody wants to join the Black Bulls because they're the worst team, even though all the captains are supposed to be equal in power. But even though there's 9 captains, only one is destined to be the next Wizard King. And when the Magic Night exams begin, you can imagine that there's a bunch of magic tests, such as riding a broom or hitting things with your magic, but Asta is out of luck. He has no magic still, and so he basically loses the whole game. Until it's 1v1, and he's trained so hard that he can even beat John Cena by now. Well, probably not, because no one ever beats John Cena. So Asta gets fooled by some pretty boy, and nobody wants to choose Asta for 1v1 because they think it's too easy and the Magic Knights wouldn't want to take them. So his so-called friend ends up challenging him, but Asta claps him. His weak defense magic won't last with Asta's anti-magic weapon. So after that, it's Yuno's turn, and I'm not sure if it's because they're super rich that they're assholes, but same problem, different reason. So again, it's one of these really rich assholes who thinks if they can beat Yuno because they think they're really strong, then the whole crowd's gonna go wild because Yuno's supposed to be gifted. But nah, his ass gets clapped too. And not only that, he puts his family's name to shame. And for some reason, this fucking bird's still chasing them. So the big show starts, and you're supposed to wait until a captain takes you, and if no one raises their hand, then you try again next year. So a lot of people don't make it. And so it's finally Asta's turn. So he gets in the middle of the castle to be judged. And he's waiting for all the captains to raise their hands, and it's taking a while, but nothing's happening. And then finally the announcer says, next. But Asta can't give up, that's why he says,
I'm not done. Not yet. Have some pride.
So then the guy who he bumped into says, there's no reason why anyone would take you. You have no magic. So even though you suck and you don't have magic, we'll take you. What? That makes no fucking sense, but okay. So he has to go with his class to the magic world, but first he has to go use the bathroom. And it's just his luck because his friend also tries to put a bug in the toilet while he's pooping. But Yuno sees this crook and he stops him, puts him in jail. So Asta goes to the University of the Black Bulls, and for some reason the moment he gets there and says, I'm a Black Bull, someone blows him up. Well, Yuno gets to choose all the leaders raise their hands. And of course he chooses the one that everybody wants to join. But he didn't know that when he gets accepted and he goes to this mansion, there's a guy there who's supposed to be the team leader. And he's a complete fucking asshole. While Asta figures out that even though they try to kill him, they're actually good people. Though this mansion feels like it's from a fairy tale guild because they just keep fighting each other when they're from the same dorm, so why are they fighting? So we're introduced to all these characters. The quiet one, Gordon. Vanessa, the hot drunk. Luck, the next Creed. I don't even know this guy's name. All we know is that he loves his sister. Charmy, the fat girl. Well, not really, because she can just make her jello disappear. Gray, the smoker. Magna, the Japanese gangster with the bat. Finral, the man with Riz. And Yami, the best captain there is. So in order for Asta to get his Black Bull's coat, he must pass whatever Magna's quest is going to be. And what is it? Well, try to not die while I throw these big fireballs at you. Very serious, dangerous game of baseball. Asta figures out that he can also repel magic, and he makes the other guy explode too. So after that, he also reveals to him that he also is a hillbilly, a redneck. No kidding. Well, that just deals my pickle. Who knows what that means? And he also tells him that Hodge is just a trash can away from where he comes from. So to celebrate Asta's victory, they put on his sweater and they embroider the Black Bulls onto his headband. And they also have to clean it because that shit is dirty.
Wow, mud on a new carpet. How
So if we were to compare Asta's room to Yuno's room, Asta's room looks very, very small. But he's proud of his dirty little shack because he gets to clean it and that makes him very happy. It reminds him of his bed. On the other side, Yuno gets this luxury hotel room that is super clean. But the disrespect this man gets? Damn, that's crazy.
Enough. Watch your tone. I outrank you. You are to address me as sir.
So that's the guy who's supposed to train them. While Asta gets a better deal. This guy actually cares for Asta and he tells him to write his family a letter because they're gonna miss him. And if you need anything, just come and talk to him. Well, I bet you that the other guy doesn't give a fuck. So Asta gets a tour around the whole building and it can get pretty freaking annoying because it rotates. So if one day the bathroom's next to you, the next day it will not be there. And while on this little trip, he meets the next recruit, Noelle. And she's a bitch, to be honest with you. She's royalty because she's the sister of the Grey Eagle's leader. So she treats everyone like garbage, but expects people to treat her like a princess. And when they don't do what she says, she wants to quit the Black Bulls, just because of that. So we find out that Noelle has a pretty tough time with her family, because her brother and sister all want her dead, and they refuse to take her as part of their team. So Asta's watching her train, and we figured out that she can't aim her magic, so she's pretty weak. And you know, she's a typical tsundere anime girl. Ugh, so exhausting. Why do they keep making these type of girls? So she tries to kill Asta with her magic, but instead of hitting him, it goes back and hits her instead, so now she's suffering. And no one in the Fairy Tail Guild can save her, except one knucklehead ninja. No, not Naruto, but Asta. He has anti-magic swords, and he can just chop this thing down, so he does. And the only reason why they saved her was because Yami tossed him after being angry about being constipated in the toilet. After Noelle figures out that no one's gonna laugh at her because this is just a group of freaks and geeks, that's when she joins the Black Bulls once again. So then who does all the cleaning, who does all the cooking, who does all the shit stuff? Well, it turns out to be it's Asta and Noelle, but Noelle doesn't do shit because she thinks she's too rich. So we find out that Magic Knight squads are supposed to be security for the village people, and if you're a really great squad, then you're gonna be security for the Wizard King. But that's not what Asta came to do. He wants to be the Wizard King, not be protecting the Wizard King. So being security can be boring, so the leader of the Black Bulls goes and starts gambling. So him and Magna end up playing strip poker and they lose all their clothes. After losing all their clothes, they end up betting, we'll do one thing for you if you win. So this old man ends up sweeping them, and so Asta and Noelle have to go and kill a bunch of boars for him. So after killing a couple of these boars, pigs, while walking back home, Magna tells them how he became a Magic Knight. The moment he got magic, he tried to go and take over a whole town, and then the old man said, fuck no, I'm not gonna let you take it. And he gives Magna a big spanking, and he tells him to get the fuck out of his town. So after walking to Saucy Village is where the old man is, so they can give him the boars, they figure out that it's under attack. So Asta cuts the barrier and they get in there and stop the show. And the reason why the villains are taking over this town is because the people around here are very poor and weak. And the only people with high magic ability are the people living in luxury. Asta remembers when he was young, he really wanted to be strong and have a lot of magic, but Sister Lily told him that you'd have to be rich, and that's far from what they are. So Noelle gained some confidence and protected the whole village with this water barrier that she has, while Magna and Asta had to fight this one really strong bad guy. While Asta's deflecting all this ice guy's magic, Magna's trying to recover all his magic back. So they see that the old man has passed away, and Magna remembers that he's the guy who taught him how to become a really strong wizard, and that's the reason why he became a magic knight. So Asta still tells his villain about his dreams, and the villain doesn't care. He doesn't have time for that. He has to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow so he doesn't miss his schedule. So because he doesn't care, Asta smashes him to the ground and beats him up. So after they capture them, some of the villains in the back end up just killing themselves. And eventually, the leader also just ends his life. So the bird that's been following Asta around has always been in his back, and I'm thinking, how many things does he have in his shirt? So this anti-magic bird goes flying somewhere and finds a magic crest that the baggers are also looking for, but instead gives it to Asta. Whoever the bird is probably very strong or very smart. And then we get a very touchy scene from the old man's grandson. So he's crying because obviously his old man died, but he also figures out that he wants to become a magic knight because they protect people, and that's what he wants to do. And then the kid says that the old man was very proud of Magna before he passed away, and that he was glad that they ended up being friends. But this is also the first episode that Noelle starts falling in love with Asta. So because they saved the village, the Wizard King has acknowledged that they actually did something good for once, and they give him a golden star. So they get a message from the Wizard King.
My favorite one so far.
So
Nice
Asta
job,
asks,
team.
how many stars do we have now? And he says, well, we're only short of -30. So after destroying their house, Yami throws him a big bag of money. Also wants to send all his money to the church, but everyone says you should take a portion of that and spend it on yourself because you look like you need a new set of clothes and you need some magic spells or something like that. And Noelle doesn't know what to spend it on because her family's super rich and she already has a lot of stuff already. So Rebecca sure knows how to spend her money and she spends it fast. So she takes him to a magical swamp meet where you have to get past all the commoners and enter through a wall. So you have to be a wizard just to enter through here. So conveniently, the man who Asta destroyed at the exam for being really weak showed up at the same place at the same time. Okay. Is that a coincidence?
There is no such thing as a coincidence. The fact that you're watching this video means you are energetically aligned with
So what is
me
everyone else doing
and
with their
this
money?
message.
Well, Charmy's spending
Your
her money
thoughts?
on just smashing her face in. And this uncomfortably attachment to a sister guy is of course shopping for a sister. And Magna, well, Magna lost all his money to gambling again.
Of course!
Also, let me just point out, this old lady is making pretty good money this weekend just by beating all these people that are addicted to gambling. That's until she's walking home and a thief comes behind her and steals a whole bag of money. So this villain's flying away on a magic cloud. But that doesn't stop Asta from 1, yelling really hard so he can just keep speeding up, and 2, he's already really well trained. Have you seen the way this man looks?
Oh yeah.
So Asta and his friend are racing to see who can save the old woman's money. So who's gonna win? Is it Asta on his feet, or is it this guy on his magic scooter? I was no joke thinking it was gonna be Asta because he's so dang fast, but no, it's the guy with the scooter and he tackles the guy. And Bwahaha, which is his catchphrase because for some reason he's always laughing, it feels really good that he defeated the bad guy. But the bad guy is not gone yet. He stabs his foot with poison. So this Pokemon's about to faint. So Asta's trying to heal him with the only way that he knows, by yelling at his face. But somehow that doesn't work. But luckily for him, Rebecca bought a poison potion. And then Insect Man takes this man to jail, and the old lady thanks them for saving the money. But then the old lady leaves, and we figure out it wasn't an old lady. It was actually the biggest memer, the Wizard King. So it's a pretty bad day for Asta and Yuno. So the people that they destroyed at the exam, they somehow meet again. And for Asta, it was the haha guy. And for Yuno, it's that really rich asshole. But for some reason, he wanted them to escort him all the way back to his town. And it's pretty far away, so now they have to talk to him. Even though he's really annoying, he does have one of the best lines in this episode.
I'll be able to brag to my children about our first meeting. Believe it or not, kids, I once fought the Wizard King, I'll tell them. Wow, Daddy, really? They'll say. You're amazing.
While they're traveling through the sky, they get attacked by these thieves, and they fight off the thieves and they rescue the rich guy. If this rich guy wasn't annoying enough, he says, "You know what? I want to go to the village that raised you, and I want to meet the people who actually made you into a strong wizard." So they take them all the way to Hajj, and he's there eating his food, even though they don't have that much money. But Sister Lily does say that Asta and Yuno have been sending money, even though Asta has been sending so much money that Yuno gets jealous. So he's gonna send all his money to them next month. So Yuno's best friend asks for a glass of water, but there's no more in the vase. So Sister Lily goes out there to get some more water, and she gets kidnapped out there. They hear a pitcher break, and Yuno runs after them because he knows it's the same people that attacked Salim. And his teammates say he shouldn't go running after her because our mission is to keep this guy safe. He says, "I don't care," and he runs off. So he chases the thugs and he defeats them, and he rescues Sister Lily. Doesn't he share a very close resemblance to... So you won't believe it, the rich asshole is actually the guy who told them to come and kidnap her.
I'm Batman.
Well, how do they know that he told them? Well, Mimosa has this "you cannot lie" magic. But unlike Batman, or like Batman, Yuno decides to just not kill the bad guys and let them escape. But it turns out to be that one of the villains that was able to get away was someone in disguise, and you won't guess who it is. It's the fucking Wizard King. Is he a meme or is he a troll? You let me know in the comment section below. And because they completed the mission and saved Sister Lily, the Wizard King has rewarded them 1 golden star, which puts them 81 stars above the Black Bulls. But who's counting, right? Only Asta and the leader of the Black Bulls, Yami. Alright guys, if you watch this whole video, I really appreciate you. I have worked for a long time trying to make this video. So, Thank you. And if you can, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment if you like. I'm trying to get this channel to 1K at least by the end of this year. So with that being said, peace.